I pledge to stay drug-free.
I plan to stay drug-free.
I pledge to stay drug-free.
I pledge to be drug-free.
I pledge to stay drug-free.
And welcome. And you are watching Expose Under the Sun, sponsored by the Detroit Native Sun newspaper. And our show is live, and I definitely want you to welcome my special guest. She is the new PR person for the awesome city of Highland Park, Michigan, under the auspices of the Honorable Mayor Hubert Yap. And if you'd like to call in, our phone numbers are area code 313-868 0342, 313-868-0351, or 313-868-4336. And our website is www.tv33whpr.com. And you're watching us on WHPS channel 15.2 in Detroit and Highland Park. And if you want to call in, I ask you please to turn your phones off of speaker mode. And what I want to just say real quick is that the mayor of our city, the mayor of Highland Park, Detroit, they really implored everybody to make sure wear your mask when you are out in the public gatherings. If you go into the stores or you go into the gas stations or anywhere else, the governor has asked people to make certain, that's her executive order, to keep your mask on. Don't give the people in the store that are trying to not just keep their employees safe, but also the patrons that come in, the consumers, they're trying to keep them safe as well. So please, I ask you again, keep your mask on, and don't give the store owners or the managers or any personnel in any of the places that you go into a hard time about not wanting to wear a mask. This is not just for your safety, but it's also for your loved ones' safety as well. So you don't want to go home and take anything back and anybody in your family to get hurt, injured, or to get sick, or possibly even make a transition as a result of that. So please, I ask everybody again, keep your masks on, observe the social distancing, and make sure too that we can go and we can take this virus and we can eradicate it totally. This has been a busy week, very busy week, but I'm not going to go into long-winded detail, but I just want to say, I give a lot of shout outs to various different people, but, I do want to give the governor a shout out because of the fact that she did put that executive order out to make certain that people do wear the mask, or they might have to be fined, as a result of not wearing their mask out in the public places. It looks like, we need to be diligent, but we also need to make sure, whatever else, that we stay safe, stay healthy, and if we do, we can go and we can eradicate the virus, and we can go and we can stay. I know this has been a tough first part of this year, only because of the fact that everybody, I appreciate Mother Claudine Jackson, who was just saying to me, this has been a real interesting first 7 months of this year. And I think there's a lot of people that feel like, hey, we need to start 2020 all over again. So maybe we might need to kind of take a break for the rest of this year and say, hey, let's hurry up and get ready to get to 2021. So I do want to say again, wear your mask, observe the social distancing. All right, I am very pleased to have my special guest today. The City of Highland Park has a jewel in the new person that they've got in the office now of PR. And she is someone who's been a long-term Highland Parker. So she knows the city. She knows all of the nuances about the city. So my special guest today, her name is Helena Yago. This is my first time getting a chance to meet her, so some of you that may not know her, probably most of the people in Highland Park already do know her. But she'll tell a little bit about her and tell about what she wants to do as far as, say, to make sure that she lets everybody know that Mayor Yap is doing everything he can to make Highland Park very viable in the upcoming years. Again, I greet you and I appreciate you coming on the show today, Ms. Yap.
Thank you so much, Mr. Griffin, and I appreciate you inviting me here. I'm really excited, and I'm excited for this job I have here in Highland Park. I mean, it means a lot to me. If anybody knows me, they know how much I love Highland Park. And my goal here in Highland Park is to make it give us our Parker Pride back. I don't know if you remember, we used to have this thing called Parker Pride, and we lost it throughout the years. And I think one of the major reasons why we lost it is because of communication barriers. The city doesn't communicate with the citizens as well as they should. I'm going to change that. We don't have a great communication as far as the mayor's office with the council. I want to change that. And also with the police and the fire department. I'm here to change that.
So tell a little bit about your background with Highland Park.
Okay, well, I was born and raised here in Highland Park. I've been here for 51 years. I'm going to tell my age. I don't mind telling my age. And when I grew up here in Highland Park, we had like a Class A school system. My grandparents was actually one of the first black families on the east side of Woodward, and they actually tore their house up because they found out black people was moving to Highland Park. So we were lucky enough as children, a lot of people my age, a little older, maybe a little bit younger, we were lucky enough to get that educational system, you know, from a Class A school system. So growing up here, I didn't have the greatest childhood in the world, but I had my community. You know, I had those teachers, I had those mentors, we had things to do. I had band, I had basketball team, swim team. You know, we had so many things to do and so many outlets for our kids here. And I think that's one of the big things that's wrong, not with just Highland Park, but we're everywhere. Like, I think Trump canceled out 95% for the endowment for arts for the children as soon as he got in office. So I think we need that. We need that in our community. We need to have that family vibe and orientation. So growing up in Highland Park, went to Highland Park High School. Then I went to Wayne County Community College. There I went to criminal justice school. 2 years, and then I left Wayne. I went Wayne County Community College. I went to Wayne State University. My intentions on being at Wayne State University was to, because I was a paralegal as well, was to have my kids go to school for half off because they were getting ready to graduate.
Okay.
But I ended up taking advantage of that system myself, and I was able to earn me a communications degree while I was there at Wayne State.
Okay. Talk to me and tell our audience a little bit about the evolution of Highland Park from when you were a child to how it is today.
The City of Trees, let's start off there.
Okay.
It was such a beautiful place, and it was a majority white when I was a kid. So it was a very beautiful place. We actually had Mayor Bob Blackwell at the time when I was a child, and he brought resources and everything to the community. So it was, to watch it go from being so, we still family orientated here in Highland Park, by the way. You know, we still a big family in Highland Park. But I saw, like, from us going to, like, a suburban type of neighborhood in the late 70s, it started changing drastically. And not just Highland Park, everywhere. And I think it was because a lot of the leadership, not just the leadership, but a lot of things that was going on in society, and I seen it turn into one of the worst communities by the time it was mid-'80s. I saw that happen right before my eyes. And I saw the things that changed and what needed to be changed as far as the educational system, the resources. So I did see it turn from, like, I was here when it was the City of Trees, and we had trees all over. Like, we had to go to the parks or the corners to get sunlight. We had to go to get sunlight at the corners because we drove up under the trees through the streets. I say the mid-'70s, we had an elm disease, and they cut all the trees down. And it kind of started going down from there. But like I said, it wasn't just Highland Park. It was the society in itself, you know, especially in black communities.
Okay.
You know, they ridded us of resources. They didn't give us, supply us with the resources. So I'm not going to just fault the black people in the community. I'm going to fault the leadership and not us, you know, not having those resources and things, especially for the kids. The kids
Okay.
needed those resources.
So now, talk a little bit about the school system in Highland Park now.
Oh, like I said, now. I want to say that this isn't just Highland Park. So we lost our Highland Park school systems.
Right.
So we now have 2 charter school systems. And I remember being at a council meeting years ago, and all the citizens were upset. This guy was trying to bring a high school to Highland Park. They were like, we need our own high schools in Highland Park. We need our own, well, we got to come out of our deficit to get our own high schools. So our kids are kind of like suffering because not just of the deficit, the budget money or things like that, but they're suffering because in Highland Park, right? They're suffering because a lot of the people are stuck in their own ways. Charter schools is everywhere. It's just not in Highland Park. It's in Detroit. It's across the country. And we can't fight that battle because if we keep fighting that battle, our kids will never get educated.
So now, is there talk now about, because I know you closed the high school down, so is there talk now about bringing a high school back to Highland Park?
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of proposals for bringing high schools back. We just haven't found the right ones. Because in my opinion, we need more than just a high school. We need a whole, you know, K through 12.
Okay.
So, yeah, we need a high school, definitely. But I think we're looking for the right proposal.
Now, in your position of PR, what are some of the things that you're going to do along with the mayor and the city council to try and bring businesses back to Highland Park?
Well, actually, the mayor's been doing a great job by bringing businesses into the city. I think one of the, like right now, we got the Means Group. It's a $40 million development that's going to be on Hamilton. It's right there near Davison.
And you say it's called the Means Group?
The Means Group,
Okay.
yep. So that's going to come, and that's going to provide more jobs for the city. Already
Okay.
in the making, Magna is extending, you know, right there on Oakland. On Oakland, we got 3 things going on. Magna's extension is going to bring 300 more jobs. Also, we have Faurecia, that company, that's already open. And Mobis is now hiring. They're going to be there on Oakland as well, and they're hiring 300 people. So my job is to get this information out to the community. We have not been communicating with the citizens. And to trying to break that relationship, because I think one of the problems that we have is not knowing what's going on. So if they find out what the mayor's doing, what the administration is doing, what the city, the DPW is doing, I think they'll be happier. The citizens will be more happier about living in Highland Park.
Okay. So primarily then, what are some of the ways that you're going to get the word out about these new jobs that are going to be created as a result of these companies expanding?
Newsletter, one, because the majority of people in Highland Park are older, seniors. The majority are citizens. They don't look at the internet. I definitely have a show that's going to be right here on WHPS that's coming up soon.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And that's going to provide information. But like I said, seniors, they don't, you know, go on the internet. They don't have cable. Most of them don't. So there will be a newsletter that goes out so everybody will know what's going on.
So with the virus now, what are some of the challenges that you're facing with your new job at PR?
Keeping my mask on. But
Okay.
the mayor has set up a COVID task force, which is
Okay.
going to consist of the Wayne County Health Department, some city administrators, as well as the fire and the police department. They've got a task force going on, and they're going to locate where any COVID patients are. They're going to try to do everything for prevention and follow the guidelines of Jennifer. No, I'm sorry, not Jennifer Granholm. What's her name? Gretchen
Gretchen
Whitmer.
Whitmer, right.
I'm sorry, I confused it. Everything that her policies, we're going to implement everything.
Now, have you done, I think I remembered something about the mayor has done something with COVID-19 testing recently?
Oh, yeah, because the task force has already started. We're waiting on some of the results, and we got some more testing that's coming up. So we're trying to wait to accumulate some of the data so we can give that information to the citizens.
But that's something that he's going to look at implementing again.
Oh,
with
yeah.
this task force.
Exactly. They already started, but they can only do so many at a time because we only have so much money. So as soon as we get more money, we're going to do as much as we can.
So now So as far as say some of the businesses, because I know when I was growing up, the hub of Highland Park was right there on Manchester. You
Yes.
know, we had the Sears, we had all of the stores, the department
Winkleman's,
stores, everything was
Kresge's, yeah.
right there. I mean, you know, when we talk about going back in the day, you know, with Highland Appliance, looking at the old Red Barn, it used to be
Yes.
right there. So, you know, that's
Jack in the
still
Box. Remember Jack in the
Jack in the
Box?
Box. But I mean, the hub is definitely, is it still there on Manchester and Woodward, or is it now someplace else, like on Hamilton? Because, you know, you've got a lot of cities that have hubs that are like in multiple different areas. But that was the hub that I remember when I was growing up, you know, was right there.
Right.
But so for now, in that area, are you looking at trying to maybe kind of expand? Because now you've got your city hall is located where now in Highland Park? Where's it located at now?
It's right on Woodward, like Woodward and California Street in Highland Park.
Wood and Hat, California.
Yep.
And then, are you looking at trying to expand that building and the library that's
Well,
right
actually,
there?
we've been getting a lot of proposals for the library as well. So there's hopes for that library opening up real soon.
Can you talk a little bit about what some of the types of proposals are that they want
I'm
to
not
do?
allowed to talk about
Okay,
that right now,
okay.
but we have proposals, we have several proposals on the floor right now.
Okay.
With that, yeah, I think that's one of my pride and joys, that library.
Well, I used to go there to the
Yeah.
library as well. I used to love that
Yeah.
library because it was a very clean library, and it was definitely had the resources of a lot of books when I was doing homework
Yes.
or something like that. But and so now, are there any plans to try and look at when you talk about the Q line going up Woodward? Are there any plans to kind of expand the Q line coming through Highland Park to go through to get to, you know, 8 Mile or where the transit center is right there near the State Fairgrounds?
Yes, there are plans, but I think it's more of I think that's bigger than Highland Park. Like, I mean, I'm sure we're gonna have to approve it at some point, but if I'm not mistaken, the funding got stopped for that, what's it called? The M1 rail, the Q line?
The Q line.
Yeah, but they eventually want to take that all the way out to Pontiac, so it's gonna have to come through Highland Park. We're also involved in the Greenway project. Do you know about that?
I've heard about
The
it.
Quinder Cut. So
Right.
they're working right now to come through Highland Park with that Greenway project with the bike lanes and everything. So right now that's a project that we're working on.
Okay. Anything else that's coming up that you want to share with the audience?
So far, I'm going to keep everybody posted with the newsletter. My TV show is coming up so far, and also I'm trying to put together an event called a Parker Pride event, and that's going to consist of not just the mayor's office, the city council. I want them to be involved too. We have a history of that relationship not being so great, and I think that has to change in Highland Park for us to make any progress. I mean, historically, it's been a bad relationship between the mayor's office and the city council, and I don't think we'll ever progress until we get over that hump. I would like the Highland Park businesses to be involved in this, as well as the fire and police department, and also the block clubs. We got to get to know each other. We got to build that communication and that love like we used to have. We don't, half the time people they didn't even know we had a charter vote last year. We haven't had our charter updated since '68. Nobody even knew to come out to vote for the charter. Not even just the charter, just for the mayoral elections. Nobody knew to come out and vote. So that's the biggest problem in Highland Park is communication.
And so now with this new TV show that you'll be doing here at the station, that will kind of give you an opportunity to go and pretty much let everybody know about some of the great things that the city is doing.
Yes.
And to make sure that the communication is wide open so that the seniors, the young people, and everybody else, the long-term Highland Parkers,
Right.
can get a chance to know what's going on. And now, if they wanted to get in contact with you to find out more about the city of Highland Park, do you have contact information that you can give, like a website or a phone number?
Oh,
where they can contact
yes, they
you?
can contact me anytime at 313-989-3174, and that's my personal phone number, and I don't care because I'm really serious about getting this city back the way it was. Or you can email me at hyago, Y-A-G-O, at highlandparkmi.gov.
Okay. So now, as she said, this is her personal number, so make
Yeah,
sure you don't
it's her
have no
personal
excuse. You're
number.
going to talk directly to this young lady
Right.
and not go through a lot of other people. Because
No.
sometimes people complain about saying that there were a whole lot of ancillary people that they got through, and instead of being able to talk to the lady that's in charge, they get to talk directly to you.
Correct.
Now, in the few minutes that we have left, talk a little bit more about some of the things that you would like to see in terms of, say, to make certain that Highland Park is going to be the viable city that Highland Park once was. I know you talked about some of the businesses that are in the process of coming, you know, to Highland Park. But as far as, say, like with the neighborhoods, with the, you know, is there any beautification process, you know, programs that are going on as far as, like you said about the trees, you know, being a city of trees. But are there other things that are going to be done or that you're trying to get together?
Yes, definitely. First of all, I don't know if you knew this, Mr. Griffin, but I ran for mayor last year at Highland Park.
I knew that.
Yeah, okay, so one of the things, like, I have a few things that I have in mind. The parks, definitely. We need to recreate that. The parks need to be all redone for the kids. Also, to save us money in the city of Highland Park, as far as energy, we can flat roof all of those businesses on Oakland with solar energy panels, and that not only would that be enough solar energy to sustain Highland Park, we have energy left to sell over. I mean, those are some kind of cost-cutting things that we can do. That's one of the big things I have in mind for me and my city. Education, definitely. We definitely have to get a new school system.
See, the great thing that you just said was the key word, my city.
Yeah.
You're taking the ownership. And that's a
I
good
think it's
thing.
my city.
But that's a good thing to say that because it lets somebody know that you really feel proud
Yes.
to say that this is your city
Yes.
that you grew up in and that you want to see continue to grow and prosper.
What's so funny, Mr. Griffin, is that
Oh, you call me Darwin.
okay,
so go
Darwin.
ahead.
What's so funny is that I always get this question from people all over the world. What's your nationality, right? I'm sure you get that question before, too. And I always say, oh, I'm from Highland Park.
And so when you respond and say, I'm from Highland Park, what do they respond back?
They're
and say?
mad. They're mad.
Why are they mad?
Because they're expecting a nationality. You know,
Oh.
they're not. But I am originally born and raised in Highland Park, born here in Highland Park General Hospital. Yeah, so I am a Highland Parker. I am a true product of Highland Park. My grandfather on my father's side, my father's family was from Highland Park as well, the Yago side. My mom's side is the Davenport side, but my father's side was here forever, and his dad worked at the Chrysler World headquarters. My dad worked at the Chrysler World headquarters. My grandfather moved here from Alabama to work at Ford, but it wasn't the Highland Park Ford plant. But we were lucky enough to be able to move here, even though his house was destroyed several times because they didn't want black people to live there. But we're here, and we're not going. I'm not going anywhere. My son lives in Idaho, and he goes, Mom, you love that city more than it loves you. You don't deserve that city. You can't save the world. And I always say, Santino, but I can die trying. And I'm serious about that. I don't want to leave this place. I might eventually move and go to South Carolina, but I don't want to leave Highland Park without making any kind of difference because this city raised me.
Now, Highland Park, how large is Highland Park? How many square miles?
2.9 square miles.
2.9 square miles.
2.9 square miles.
And so Highland Park and Hamtramck are the two cities that are located within the city of Detroit.
Exactly. And did you know it used to be one city and they divided it many, many years ago? It was called Hamtramck Township.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it was Highland Park and Hamtramck was one city.
Okay, well, I'm a historian. I love history.
Me too.
Anything else that you could tell about Highland Park that our audience wouldn't know about?
Yes, Highland Park was the first city with money in Michigan, to be honest with you. Henry Ford plant was the first automobile plant in the world. Davidson Freeway was the first freeway in the world. So Highland Park is very historical in the city. We had Bob Blackwell, who was the first black Republican mayor in the country. So we got a lot of firsts here in Highland Park. A lot of firsts. We got Jackie Wilson. We got, we got a lot. You got me. So I think I want it to be like that again. And I'm sure it can be like that again. And I'm going to make sure while I'm alive that I make it happen.
Well, I know from back in the day, I know there used to be a lot of things, Dairy Workers Hall,
Oh,
Local
yeah,
876.
BT Hall,
Right.
Hamilton.
So, I know that this could be an entertainment hub,
Yeah,
as
and
well.
we've got 2 new bars, which is a very good thing. We got the Woodward Avenue Bar and Grills on Woodward, and we got the Woodward Bistro. So the bistro is kind of like for the younger guys. The Woodward Ave is kind of like for the older guys. I think what we need, if somebody's listening, we need a sit-down restaurant for family dining. We have nowhere to sit down and eat here. When I was a kid, we did. We had Peter's. We had Howard Johnson's. We had plenty of places. None of these young ladies who have kids here in Highland Park can walk like we did as kids and go sit down and eat. Nobody wants to go to the Coney Island and sit down and eat.
Well, I want you to put your PR hat on, you know, and adjust the brim. I want you to look into the camera and tell prospective businesses that may be thinking about coming to a city, why should they come to Highland Park?
Because
Look
of the,
into the camera.
you should come to Highland Park because there's a very loving and community-oriented city. And once you get the people at Highland Park, because it's hard to penetrate the people at Highland Park. I mean, we're tight, we're strong. But once you get that love and everything, your business will do nothing but grow. Like I said, we need restaurants. We need a fitness center. We need a lot of things here in Highland Park, and it's just so much space, and we're ready. We're ready to welcome any city that's ready to invest in our city. Any company, I'm sorry, that's ready to invest in Highland Park.
So you're saying primarily then you're looking at possible like a fine dining type restaurant. Also looking in terms of say, now, is there any plans for like possibly retail coming in terms of like a Kroger or a Walmart or
Amazon or Google.
someplace like that, correct?
Yes.
Because you've got a lot of area that people can come and develop on.
Well, one of the biggest problems, Darwin, is that we can't get the council to agree on anything. A lot of times the council members, they have their reasons. They don't vote certain things in. But we have to get on the same level here in Highland Park, the mayor's office, the council, the fire and police department. If we don't all come together, we will keep sliding down. We can't do that anymore. We got to come together. We got to respect the mayor. We got to respect the city. And we got to let each other know that we're ready to progress. It's no reason why 2.9 square miles can't make a difference. We can change this 2.9 square miles.
So the main thing is Highland Park has to be a family again.
Yes, I think so.
So there needs to be a concerted effort between the mayor, between the city council, and other city
Fire
government.
department, and the police department, yeah, we got to come together.
Well, I'm going to say this, this time went by so fast.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to ask you to come back. I know you're going to be back in the station doing your own show.
Yes.
But I'll have to ask you to come back and do my show again, with me.
Mm-hmm.
And is there anything else that you just give your contact information again? So if a business wants to come into Highland Park, wants to develop, you gave a great spiel to tell businesses why they should open up a business in Detroit or in Highland Park. So the biggest thing right now, what's your contact information again if they want to open up a business in Highland Park?
Give me a call at 313-989-3174, or you can email me at hyago, that's HYAGO, at highlandparkmi.gov.
Well, I definitely think that the Honorable Mayor Yap really did a great job in making certain that he's got probably one of the best PR people
Yes.
that he could ask for.
Thank you.
So I definitely want to thank Mayor Yap for getting an opportunity to go and bring you on board. I know you're going to do great things for the city. I do want to thank again R.J. Watkins, Henry Tyler, for allowing me this half an hour to spend with you as well as with my guests. And again, we're sponsored by the Detroit Native Sun newspaper. And if you'd like to advertise in the Detroit Native Sun newspaper, you can go and you can contact Miss Valerie Lockhart at area code 313-457-5944. And you can get a copy of your Detroit Native Sun News at the local Kroger supermarket. Again, wear your mask, observe the social distancing. I do want to thank the new PR person for Highland Park, Michigan, Helena Yago, for being my guest on the show today. And I look forward to seeing you again, same time, same station. Peace, be safe, and make sure that you observe your social distancing.